So, I just finished watching Castlevania, the Netflix animated series, season 1. And it was fantastic. It was really, really good. I'm going to try to make this as spoiler-free as possible. So, for those of you who haven't watched it yet, you may want to maybe go to a different video. But for those of you who have seen it, you may want to stick around. So, Castlevania, the animated series on Netflix, is essentially the very early beginnings of the story, of them piecing together how Trevor meets the three characters in the game, Sypha Belnades, Alucard, and Grant Dynasty. But it also showcases, like, it has a real connection with the original source material in the sense that it takes a lot of inspiration from Bram Stoker's Dracula as well, particularly like the first 2 episodes for the most part. And this entire thing is about like an hour and a half long, I'd say. It's like 25 minutes each episode. And the animation is great. It's the entire thing is very violent. Lots of blood and guts. A little bit of swearing here and there. I had read that some people were really not happy with all the swearing, but I really didn't think there was that much swearing, to be honest with you. There was very little. In fact, I was expecting that the characters were swearing every 5 seconds, but it's simply not the case. One thing I really love is that aside from I see, it's tough because I don't want to give too much away, but one of the characters at the end of the very last episode that you meet is dressed, and they kept pretty much the original outfit from the game, and when you see this, you're just like, that is so cool. And there's so many like little references here and there that they kind of showcase throughout the entire series of this first season, that were just really nice, like nods to the fans, to like the hardcore fans that would get it. Again, I'm really not trying to spoil that much, but like, for example, there's a part where a character cries and the tears are blood, so Bloody Tears, which is one of the most famous Castlevania songs from Castlevania 2. So there's a lot of stuff like that. Fans online are already like matching up like images and moments and scenes from the show with moments from the games, which is really cool. And I like how this does feel like retro lore and the original old school lore, but just like stretched out, fleshed out. It doesn't feel like the game in the sense that you're going from level to level. It doesn't feel that way at all. It feels like an actual animated production. The writing is fantastic. Musically, it's a lot more somber. It reminds me a lot more of like the Castlevania 64 soundtrack, in the sense that it's a lot more ambient. It's a lot less kind of noodly and Baroque era infused of classical music. There's not as much of that, which is fine, but the music was good. I was digging it. It really fit the mood and the pace of the series. And there's characters in this that you get to look at in a totally different way, but also a very realistic way. and a way that I think that, you know, when they portray the Belmonts, you kind of look at that and go, okay, like I see where you're coming with this, where you're going with this, and it makes sense, and it brings a human level to it. I'm sure that they'll explore that a little bit more. They also do a really good job of setting up like a potential romance between Sypha and Trevor, which is no stranger to anybody who's played any of the games, because as you know, Trevor and Sypha get married, they have a kid, so yeah. So I was very impressed. I'm happy to report that there is going to be a season 2. They've already announced it, and they're saying already that it's going to be 8 episodes long. So that was something that just came out today, some big news. So, clearly the hype is doing well. And this is before the series came out, before the first season came out. So that was as of earlier today. So yeah, I'm very pleased. As a Castlevania fan, as an old school fan of this franchise, it's my favorite franchise of video games. So it was really cool to see the franchise looked at in a different way than it has been, and done with such professional care and love. So I gotta say kudos to Adi Shankar for and his whole team for doing a great job. Thanks to I think it's Frederator, I think their name is, which is the animation studio that's doing it. So they did a phenomenal job. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So I hope that if you watch this channel and you're skeptical at all, and you're like, I don't really like anime, or you're like, I don't really like Castlevania, like, give it a shot, because it was really impressive. It wasn't corny. There was a lot of legitimately funny moments in the series. Even my cat liked it. She's looking up at me like, what are you talking about, Dad? Even Zelda liked it. Did you like it? Did you? What did you think? I don't know. She spent half the time being scared of the dog. So that's pretty much it. I followed up after we watched it. I had some friends over and we were just hanging out watching it, and booted up Symphony of the Night like right away and just started playing, just because I was in a mood to play it. And beforehand we were playing a little bit of Castlevania 3 as well as Dracula's Curse. So it was good. It was a great night, and I'm eagerly. It's going to be a long countdown for season 2, but I'm hoping it comes out earlier than later. So we'll see. I'm expecting probably next year at some point we'll see it, but fingers crossed. So that's it. I want to know what you guys think, though. If you watched it, if you saw it, leave a comment down below, and give this video a like if you liked the Castlevania. If you didn't like it, I guess give it a thumbs down. I don't know. But if you do give it a thumbs down, if you didn't like it, tell me why. I'm interested to know. So don't just leave a thumbs down. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna go to bed because it's super late and I'm tired, and I don't know. Pen.